Hey everyone, I know I've been doing a lot of sauerkraut videos. I've started gaining some confidence in my abilities to lacto-ferment, so I'm going to be taking it to the next level and trying to make some pickles. Beet pickles, radish pickles, and carrots. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing. So my ingredients include 9 daikon radishes, 7 beets, orange and red, a couple cabbages, a bunch of scallions and carrots, ginger root, several cloves of garlic, salt, my trusty little spice mixture, cayenne pepper at 90,000 heat units, and some old sauerkraut. Well, this is actually kind of new, but I also have my other batch, which you'll see in a bit. So you don't want to peel these, you simply want to rinse them because this is where the bacteria resides. So I'm going to begin dicing my radishes, fairly thick because that's the type of product I want. It'll take some time to ferment, but I have all the time in the world. And then I'm going to take all of these diced radishes and stick them in a bowl. And mix it up with some salt to start. The thing to remember about beets is that they will stain. Beets have a very high sugar content, and it's recommended that you only eat them fermented because they will create a significant rise in your blood sugar. So with the scallions, I'm actually going to cut off the bulbs, and I'm going to incorporate this into the product because the little roots actually have a great degree of microbes in them that are going to prove to be very beneficial in the fermentation process. And I kind of got the idea to include the green onions from kimchi ingredients. Although this isn't going to be quite like kimchi, it's I think it'll be good. So there we go. Now I'm going to dice up some slices of ginger as well. And I'm also going to grate some ginger into the mixture. This is going to make it fairly spicy. So the cabbage is the only thing that I'm going to actually pummel with my stick. And the reason why is because it's just to really get that salt in there. The other products, the surface area of this being exposed to the salt as opposed to this, that's all intact, because this is the cut part, so I don't necessarily have to pummel this to death. You can see it's fairly slimy with juice. So to my little green onion bowl, I'm just going to go ahead and add some garlic and grate some ginger. This is going to be like my little spice bowl, so I'm going to add some spices as well, and then I'm going to add about a spoon this mixture to each layer that I put into my crock. So it's going to impart some extra flavor, as you can see. What is it, buddy? I'll also add the cayenne pepper to this mixture. Just a word of caution to those of you who have never handled cayenne pepper. Make sure you do not get it on your hands and then into your eyes, because it is not a pleasant experience. Alright, so there you see the ginger that's been grated. And I'm going to add about a small spoon of the cayenne pepper. This is going to be a very large, well, okay, I'll put some away, because cayenne pepper is extremely strong, especially 90,000 heat units. I'm also going to add my spices. So this is going to be pretty spicy pickle mix, but it's going to be yummy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my old sauerkraut and fill the bottom layer of my crock with both the actual sauerkraut and some of the fluid. Now this is totally experimental, so I don't know. I'm just kind of trying this out, seeing if it's going to work. I hope it will. I think that's a pretty good layer there. So now I'm going to take some of my spice, add that. Maybe kind of mix it around. The flavor there. Bacteria in this kraut is still very much alive. I've not refrigerated it. I've left it in the garage because the garage is much cooler. But it's by no means done fermenting. It's still, the process continues. So now what I'm going to do, actually, is take a layer of this freshly done cabbage and drop it in here. And then I'm going to take a layer of just a little bit of salt. And then I want to do a layer of my radishes. And I also forgot to mention that I'm going to be filling this up with spring water because I have a feeling I'm not going to have enough fluid to cover everything, and that's pretty crucial part of the process. I'm going to take some beets. I want to kind of pack it down there, you know. These beets are nice and flexible now that I've done the salt, as you can see. Look at all this juice that came out. That's crazy. All just through osmosis. Who would have thunk? Very cool. Now I can go ahead and take a layer of carrots. Try to fill in the gaps where I can. I'm very excited to see how this experiment works out. Probably another little layer of spice here. And then some more cabbage. And sauerkraut. And so I'm just going to keep doing this all the way to the top. Just alternating layers. Alright. So I haven't added any water. This is just juice from my old crock and also from the vegetables. I'll show you an example of how much juice comes out of them. So I'm about at the top, and I'm squeezing the contents down below, trying to make sure that I fill it all up. And I'm probably going to add a little bit of salted water to this, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover it. So I still have all these vegetables left over, so I'm thinking I'm just going to add them to this crock. So now I am going to just stick in this separating piece here, and then I'm going to push it down below the surface, obviously. I did add a little bit of water and some salt because adding the water changes the solution and obviously makes it less salty. I'm going to push that down as far as I can possibly get it to go. Until I create a barrier fluid between the product and the air. And it's a good idea to just get any of these floaties out of the way. And darn, it keeps coming up. It's kind of a funky process, and because of the salt in the water, everything is much more buoyant, as you're probably aware. So I'm just going to stick this weight in here. Hopefully that will be enough to keep things submerged. I may have to add another glass bottle. So I did find another glass bottle, which I sterilized with boiling water. I'm just going to go ahead and lay it flat down. Make sure it's nice and tight. Lay it flat down like that. And that should be enough to keep it submerged. At this point, I can stick the lid on and say voila, and leave it alone for about a month, maybe more, and you basically have your lacto-fermented pickle things. Beets, radishes, whatever it is that you decided to pickle, carrots. And I will definitely give you guys an update. I really enjoyed doing this project, and I'm really excited to see what happens. Alright, bye.